are such an asshole!
AssholeConsulting.com. Greetings, salutations. You can go there. Send me your problems, send me your questions, as this young man did. I'm just going to skip right to his question because he provides a little bit of background, but there's too much identifying information in there. I don't want to goof it up. The problem is, it has been 5 months since my breakup. She was my first, and I haven't approached or asked any girls out since. Then primarily because I was too busy looking for jobs and getting settled. Now the problem. Okay, yeah, it's been okay. Then primarily because I was too busy looking for jobs. Now that I'm working and not as busy, I feel lonely as all my friends are busy or too far away to frequently visit. I'm in decent shape as I frequently hit the gym 5 days a week. And you send a picture, you're not ugly, and you're in shape, so it's not that. And a wide variety of discussion topics, from canoe camping to travel to Austrian economics, to name a couple. But every time I approach a girl or a new person, I often freeze up because I think a girl is out of my league, remember my breakup, or feel a stutter. Too fucking bad for you. Alright? Knock that fucking shit off. I know in America and the country you're from, it's no. Knock it the fuck off. Not to give you more pressure on my guys. No, you just don't do it anymore. And I'm going to give you a couple tricks that I think will help. But you can't, okay? You just can't. You have to knock that off. All right? And you have to get rid of this fear, which again, I'll explain at least how I think you should get rid of it. But you're not, here's the thing. You either get rid of it or you will not have success. You've had one girlfriend, okay? And you're not 17 or 15 or whatever. All right? So you have got to, through Herculean mind control over your own emotions, get your shit in check. I know that's not nice, but you didn't hire touchy-feely psychologist consulting. You hired asshole consulting. So I really, there's a visceral, I don't, when I say, I have a stutter. Oh, really? I mean, no, non-excuse does not fly in my book. That means you have not gone up and asked out enough girls and gotten your ass shot down because you're still a coward, and any kind of environment you walk into that is social and should not be frightening. I mean, you should certainly feel uncomfortable. You should certainly I gotta do this again. But it should not be to the point that you stutter. That just means you haven't done it enough and gotten your ass kicked enough. All right? I have been stuttering since high school, although now most of that is gone. Good. And that has made me self-conscious because if I stutter, I know that everyone judges me and sees me as weak. And they will. They will. All right? And you got to break that cycle. Oh my God. They might think, but I'm increasing my chance of stuttering. Oh my God, I can't stutter, but now I'm increasing. Fucking drink. Fucking take a chill pill. Fucking relax. Okay? And if you're going to stutter, you're worried about it, then you get out of that situation. Excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom. And you play it fucking cool. Get out of that situation. That's if you feel stutter coming on, you leave. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, I got to take a phone call. I got to make a phone call. Excuse me, something just came up. You look at your phone. Excuse me, something just came up. I have to go. And then you regain your composure. You go back into that environment. You do not leave until you ask the girl out, get your ass shot down, or get the number. Okay? That's what you're going to do from now on. And it's not even to get the girl. This is to end your fear. Because you're not going nowhere until you get rid of this fear. I hate going to clubs because it's too loud, too expensive, and the clientele are either basic bitches or dude bros that despise me and I despise back. Here's how bad of a game I run. I picked up my now ex-girlfriend in a finance class while explaining the Black-Scholes model. There's nothing wrong with that. Dude, this is perfectly fine. This is I wouldn't say normal, but this is perfectly fine. I'd say even better. Look, especially when you're younger, you're got to go to the club. That's where the nightlife is. I mean, I remember seeing this advertisement for a casino. Where was it? In casinos, they advertise to the double income no kids or the parents who are in their 30s, and they're showing people dancing at a casino, hey, and gambling, and they're all winning. That never fucking happens. And I'm starting to think really, your son by the age of 30, you think going that's a fucking thing. There's value to that. These girls dancing at a wedding, woo! I understand ballroom dancing because it's structured, it's disciplined, it's a skill. But this just getting out there shaking, what the fuck is that? Really, what the fuck? fun. Yeah, it's also a sign of, I think, a little bit less intelligence. And if you're there in a loud bar where people are douchey, you can't talk to the women are simply there to get the free drinks, and the dude bros are too stupid to know that. Here's the thing, your brain is probably telling you, this fucking sucks. This really sucks. This is dumb. This is stupid. And there's nothing wrong with you about it. Chances are you're smarter than the average bear is. I mean, why go there? That's your brain and your survival mechanism saying, yeah, we're wasting our time. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't like that scene. And then there's something right with you, I would say, if you find a girl and you're exploiting black shoals. Or you meet a girl at church. I mean, just because the media and television tell you to go to a bar and meet girls at a nightclub, and that doesn't. I mean, I know the idiots, the lemmings go there. You don't want a lemming. You don't want an idiot. You want a nice quality girl. Okay? You're not going to find that at a bar or nightclub. So don't worry what society tells you. Go with what works for you. All right? So I don't know. Join a volleyball league, something. The people I've known who have gotten married have not met at bars. They have not. They have met through other social, intellectual, I mean, I'm not talking like physicists convention, but they're playing volleyball together, or they're on the same cycling team or something like that. So yeah, I would not, there's nothing wrong with you not liking clubs. They're dumber than fuck. My parents being raised East Indian, while as I was raised in the country you're from, tell me that I should only focus on my career and forget about everything else. Yeah, okay. Tell your parents politely. You get to translate for me. Shut the fuck up. This isn't fucking India. I'm sick of these goddamn foreigner fucking immigrants telling their kids, well, our country sucks so much, we're going to move to another country. But fuck their customs and traditions. We're going to still raise you like we were in the old country. Fuck your old country. And actually, I like India. I like Indians. And actually, they're quite an interesting economic phenomenon. But you're not in India. It's like me walking over to India and say, where the fuck is all the beef? I want a steak and a McDonald's. I go to the most heavily populated Hindu town and say, where the fuck is McDonald's? All right, that's about as well, and it's going to fly over well over there as you maintaining your East Indian dating tactics. So shit, the guy's got fucking arranged marriages over there. Does not work here. So tell your parents to shut the fuck up politely. Translate, please. And do not listen to their advice, okay? And unless like you're going to date within the community and they're going to set you up, which I have seen happen to actually one of my friends, he East Indian, got set up, arranged marriage sort of thing. Fine, within the community. But if you're going to go out into the country you're in, which is not India, then you're going to have to play by the rules. So I'm not angry at you. I'm kind of angry at them. Focus on my career and forget about everything else. Once you're fully settled, quote, executive. Yeah, you can't date or fall in love until you're an executive. The girls will follow. No, the whores and the gold diggers will follow. Being red pill and knowing that the West is going to shits thanks to socialism, feminism, my shameful generation. Yeah, well, don't take it upon yourself. I mean, every individual does not have to share blame. I have serious doubts about their message. Yeah, I don't listen. How do I become charismatic despite my stuttering history and introversion? Again, I love your work, especially the clarity tests, economics questions, and books. Yeah, fucking thank Yodel for that one. That bastard makes me work my ass off. And he fucking pays. That's the thing that sucks. Like, I'm going to charge. This is going to take 2 hours. That'll cost $200. And the fucker pays. I'm like, fuck! Shit! Now I got to work. I would really appreciate that you keep me as anonymous as possible. And I have. So, all right. Let's go through this. Okay. Here's where your fear comes from. I even had to write it out. I've been writing out a lot of shit. You guys are coming in with harder questions. You are overestimating the value of women. You are putting them at such a high pedestal, and you're putting them probably number one in your life without dating them. You have no experience with them except for your one girlfriend. You don't know what is behind that mask. All you see is their perky little tits, their fucking sculpted little ass with the duct tape, or whatever the fucking magic tricks they use nowadays to look at themselves hotter. And then after you date them, then you find out, holy shit, most of them are a pain in the fucking ass. They're not worth the piece of shit that I just took in the toilet bowl behind this door or wall. And every guy goes through this, okay? Every guy. Because you're genetically programmed and hardwired. Women, pussy, oh my god, tits. And then, and even when you date them, and you date by the time I figured it out, I was well over 150 dates, well over dating 150 girls. And it wasn't until halfway through my day, I'm like, wait a second. What if they're all like this? What if the vast majority of them are insanely insufferable pains in the asses? And I was 27, and I remember the time it happened. I was teaching an economics class. I kind of had the hots for one of my students, and after they graduate, you can nail them, so that was cool. And it didn't dawn on me. I was like, okay, how do I get this? How did I not? And then when I found out she was dumber than hell, like she sent in these, she was plagiarizing, not to mention all of her female friends, some of which were also hot, and I also wanted to bang. They're handed in, and I actually got to see what kind of quality and caliber they were, but because I was the teacher and couldn't immediately bang them or date them, I had to interact with them on a non-romantic, non-sexual level. And then it went off oh my God, they're all like this. Just because they're pretty doesn't mean... And after interacting with them enough, no matter how hot they were, I'm like, I want nothing to do with that. And then it's like, holy shit, it's not bad luck. What I have is the world's perfect dating experiment. I have over 300 data points where I've said it before, you can read the book, Bachelor Pad Economics, less than 1% of the girls you date are marriage material. Less than, not 1 in 100, less than 1 in 100 are worth marriage, are worth long-term girlfriend potential. Okay? You are not there yet. She was my first. That is gay-ass faggoty shit. No offense to gays. I mean that is straight people insult. That is gay-ass faggoty shit. I mean, right now gay people are cringing. Oh, she was my first. You're still talking like that? That means you just haven't dated enough to find out what a royal pain in the ass they are. Now, there's two ways to go about figuring out whether they're, to get this instilled in your brain. You either date a ton of girls or you just trust me. Now, it's hard. This is where wisdom has that paradox. Can someone really just take the experiences another person has and learn that wisdom, or do you have to go through the experience yourself? But we're going to try and do it the easy way, and that is you just listen to me and you try to truly understand this. Women are not that great. Okay, they can be hot, they can be gorgeous, you can want to nail them, but the vast majority of them are not worth it. And when young men finally figure that out, heck, middle-aged or old men, when they finally figure that out, you know who really is the prize? It's the guys. This is why two things. One, men do all the proposing, and two, we're proposing later and later because the quality of the inventory of women fucking sucks. When you realize the truth, guys could go ahead and nail them. Yeah, we could get them on dates. That's fine. But to actually get married, then that's the empirical. I'm trying to point things that you don't have to go through the horrible experience of this. But you can look at it and say, holy shit, wait a minute. We're actually the ones worth. We're the catch. We're the prize. In the true end, the guy's the prize. Okay? Not always. Certainly there's douchebags and all that. Especially with the millennials. Lord almighty, poor girls have the world's wimpiest, pussiest men to ever date. But getting back to the client, if you can understand that they are not anything special, they're not goddesses, they're not the prize, they are used, especially in your field where you're, that's why I avoided it, especially compared to your profession and education, they are inferior in terms of at least income, personal responsibility, and fiscal responsibility. The vast majority of girls you're going to run, when you are dating them, I can guarantee you about 90 to 95% of them are going to be inferior to you in those regards. Not morally, I'm just saying they're going to have debts, they're going to have issues, they're going to have baby daddies, they're going to have illegitimate children, they're going to have worthless degrees. They will be inferior to you in those regards. And then they're looking at you as a goddamn meal ticket, especially you Asians. You come in there and man, are you guys Captain Save-A-Ho. I thought us white guys in Americas were doing pretty damn good. Then you guys come in over on your ships and planes like, holy shit, look at the pros. Look at the pro Captain Save-A-Ho's over here. Knock it the fuck off. It's for your own good, goddammit. Anyway, so realize they're not worth that excitement. They're not worth you getting worried about. And if you could get to that point, and either through hearing me out and heeding me, incorporating that into your mind, we're like, wait a minute, this is statistically like right. If you could, ideally you get to this point. When I look at a hot girl, I'm immediately stereotyping. Like, yeah, she's kind of dumb. I don't think she's going to make that. I don't really want to talk to that person. Maybe, I'd like to nail her, but God almighty, the pain and agony I'd have to go through to get this. Not to sound like a MGTOW, but I don't get that, oh, wow, look at her. Sometimes there's a babe that walks by like, hey, look at that, but I'm not Oh yeah, she's gonna talk Austrian economics with me. Oh yeah, she's a computer science major and she's making 60 bills large and she supports herself and has her own house. And I'm sure there's gonna be no dramatic. You get to the point where it's like, danger, Will Robinson. Just kind of look. That's the best thing we're offering right now is how they look. So anyway, if you can get to that point where you don't view them as superiors to you, you're not intimidated, you're not asking them for their honor and their permission to go and maybe hold their hand sometime. You're like, you're either one of two things: a piece of ass to nail, or a girl I maybe like to get to know better and might be that mythical 1 in 100 that's marriage material. Okay? And when you look at those daunting odds, you'll get less because they're nothing to fear. They're really nothing to fear. It's just kind of like, oh, well, I'm going to ask her out, and it is them that have to interview you. They're, in the long run, they're the ones that are interviewing for the job of wife or long-term girlfriend. So we have that there. Got that. Oh, the second thing. Right now, as typical young men, especially East Indians and Asians, you guys seem obsessed about women, like, and oh my God, I got. What about you, dude? What the fuck do you want to do? Because here's the thing, and girls are right about this. They can sense a mile away. This is how you get friend zoned so quickly. Is when you just want them for them. You're like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Now I know you're professional and you make money. That's all right. But aside from that, you're just a guy that makes money. Well, every guy, unless you're on welfare and a bum, every guy makes money. What is unique about you? And that's where I'd say, goddamn well, near 85% of the young men fail. They don't work on themselves. They don't focus on themselves. If you want to get women, you know how you do that? You don't focus on them. You focus on yourself. You do your own shit. You go parasailing. You go hang gliding. You go fishing. You go rock climbing. You go kayaking. You go pan for gold. You do whatever the fuck it is you want to do. And then inevitably you will develop a personality. Not that you don't have a personality now, but you will develop you. You will become you. You will do your things and become you. When you become you, you're no longer this cookie-cutter, boring slop of shit these girls got to choose from the average slop of shit cafeteria. I got dude bro douche who wears, I think, but can't talk worth a damn. I got nerd Asian over here who doesn't know anything about tickling my fancies or making me laugh. And then I got pasty white boy over here, and then nervous black guy over there. I mean, they're all the same. That's because you guys are all thinking the number one thing on your to-do list is women. And that is the worst way to get women. The best way to get women, not to mention have a way better life, live your fucking life. Put yourself number one. And then, not that women will follow, but you will find them that are much more conducive, much more interesting, and much more interested in you. Because then you present yourself like, here, let's be even more asshole. Let's say you and I are the exact same physical looks and quality to the average. We're walking down the street, we wouldn't be like, yeah, either or, I'd bang them. Okay, so we're the exact same on that level. And take away also the fact I got 15 more years, 20 more years, maybe life than you do. Take that aside. And we start talking to a girlfriend. Who is bringing more to the table in terms of interesting things? All right. Now, I know I've lived longer, and I understand that. You work at a company doing a job. I do this entrepreneurship thing, and then I have all my hobbies that everybody else knows about. And you certainly have your hobbies, but did you master them? Are they unique? Is it really what you want to do? Are you passionate about them? Or have you been spending time on Tinder or Plenty of Fish trying to get dates? See, that's the thing. They want a man who's his own man. And it doesn't even matter what you do. Like, this doesn't mean, you have to go ride motorcycles and become some weirdo fucking blogger podcast. That has nothing to do with it. It's what you want to do. Let's say you find something very interesting or obscure. I'm trying to, you've listed your hobbies. Austrian economics actually isn't that obscure anymore, which is cool. We were there before it went pop, though. Let's say you, but right now a bunch of ideas are coming to, why I've always wanted to try this. Let's say you became a really good cook. Perfect example. You become a really good cook. You're just like, I like the idea of making things, and you're a gardener, you're growing your own. Even if the girl doesn't have an interest in gardening, she comes over to your place and you're cooking up your own homemade vegetables and I put together this little thing. And something as innocuous as, like, I watch this, I'm very impressed with this. When I see people who know how to cook, their kitchen skills, where they like pop, 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 with that knife, I'm like, how the fuck did you not cut off your whole hand? And then they know unconsciously where the pans are and things like that. You also see this in bartenders. Like, bartenders just know where all the shit is. And if you step back and look, it's a really cool skill. Something that even admire and look and appreciate. So what I would do is focus on that. Do that. Develop your own self. Hang on, there's a kid. Go away. Get a vasectomy. No. Whatever it is you want to do, go do that shit. And then after you master, maybe not have a master, you just get good at it, you know, kind of Tao of Steve sort of thing. And then she's like, well, oh wow, I didn't know. You're like, oh yeah, that. And maybe that girl doesn't like the thing. Maybe it goes that way. But then all of a sudden you will find a girl who likes to cook. Then you're at a cooking class and there's a girl who likes to cook. And you know what? You're no longer thinking about, oh my God, she has titties. Will I feel under the bra or over the bra? I don't know. You're just like, hey, have you ever steamed broccoli this way with this technique? And then you're not even thinking about them. There, you've eliminated the fear of women because you're focusing on yourself. And you know, for the most part, the vast majority of them are royal pains in the asses and not worth your time. That's it. So getting rid of fear, that's the way to do it. Now, the second thing, how to be charismatic. All right, there's no class. This is just over time. It'll definitely help you do your own thing. You get your confidence, and you know, then you'll have witty jokes about cooking or witty jokes about vegetables. I don't know, but it'll be funny. You'll make it funny. But to help accelerate and become funny and charismatic, you have to work at it. You can't be a grumpy, depressed person and become charismatic. You have to be clever, and you have to be witty, and you have to be funny. Those are the three things that define charisma, okay? So what I recommend is, I know it sounds stupid, but it's true. Watch romantic comedies from the 50s and the 60s, okay, with Cary Grant, Walter Matthau, Jimmy Stewart. Even put some of their lines to memory because they're really good one-liners in there. And these broads today are so uncultured. They're not going to see His Girl Friday. They're not going to see Bringing Up Baby. They're not going to see Charade. They just won't see. They don't know what it is. So you can totally plagiarize these lines. Casablanca is a great one, even though it's from the 40s. You can totally plagiarize these lines, and these girls won't know. And they'll be shocked, like, oh, wow, look at that. That was funny and clever. Oh, I got a little bit of the VTs downstairs. So you're going to get that not just to have lines, but also to study. And there's no way, like, don't take notes. Don't just watch a bunch of movies. And then you'll start to notice some witticisms, some commonalities. And it will start to imbue itself in you. And you'll be like, and you're not going to turn out like Cary Grant. Nobody is. Because even Cary Grant had to act like Cary Grant. But you will have this, oh, okay, here's something cool and smooth. Maybe you'll come up with your own one-liners. It just helps you out. If you're watching, you know, horror films versus romantic classic comedies from the 60s and 50s, guess who's going to be more on the ball when it comes to interacting with ladies, all right? So that, and it'll also give you kind of a goal, like, oh, okay, that's how I might want to fashion myself after. So there's that. What else? Comedy, watching comedians. That's funny. It'll put you in a better mood too. But watch comedians. Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Bill Burr, George Carlin, Eddie Izzard. Absolutely a fucking must is Eddie Izzard because he's got that high-level, intelligent, funny wit and charm, right? And it may take a decade by the time. This is why the world's most interesting man, James Bond, is not a 23-year-old douche. It just wouldn't work. This is why men in their 40s and 50s, if they keep themselves in shape, but they're devastatingly funny and charming, they can get any girl they want. Well, that's also because they got the money too. But that's why they, you know, like, you must have known a girl, they're like, oh my God, he's a little bit older, but that's because he knows how to play. He knows how to make them dance. They got him on their strings. They've done it before. So it's just going to take time to get this. Now, you'll be accelerating that time to learn. You'll be watching these movies. You'll be taking notes mentally. Please don't write them down. Then the final thing is silence is golden. Okay? You're at a party. You're at a club. Well, not a club. You're at a group. There's a group of people and there's a girl. You're at a class. You're at a restaurant. And there are people talking and all that and all that. And what you do is you wait. You may have something that you could say. And if it's intelligent and very relevant to the topic of conversation, it would advance the conversation. Yes, absolutely. I'm not saying be a hermit and don't say anything. But if you're going to, don't try to make jokes. Wait till the jokes come right over the place and simply hit them out of the park. every once in a while, there will be a perfect opportunity of a really clever and witty thing, and then bam, you hit it out of the park. Nothing comes to me now because it happens kind of on the fly. You only need one or two, maybe three. Okay, one you can even pull it up, but two or three of those over the course of a 2-hour conversation, and everyone is going to remember the three things you said and nothing of what everybody said. Man, that guy's fun. I got this buddy Vince. He lives in Chicago. That guy is fucking class. He is fucking hilarious, and he just waits for the right opportunity to say, like, never mind. I can't say other one. ID too many people. But it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, you just waited for the right moment and the attitude and everything. Takes practice, takes time, but if you try to be too funny, then you're fucking desperate. You're that fucking East Indian nerd. You're that fucking nerdy Asian who's trying way too. You're the fat guy at the party who's trying to be funny, making up for his physical ugliness by being witty, funny, and no, you're James Bond. He's a little, especially Daniel Craig's a little bit more macabre, but you're cool. You're Cary Grant. You just throw those one-liners in at the opportune moments where they're going to have the most effect, and then people will laugh. And that's not even necessarily going for a joke or get them to laugh. You're just kind of getting them like, ooh, clever, well played. That is how you be charming and charismatic. The problem is you kind of have to keep that up a little, especially with people you meet first. But everyone's faking it. Everyone's not really themselves. So then you're charming, you're charismatic, you're funny, you flirt with a girl, whatever. You'll find your niche. You'll become the East Indian version of Cary Grant. And it's not going to happen overnight. But in the end, yeah, you watch enough of these movies, you practice, you go up. Another thing, get your ass shot down by girls. That's going to help your ass out. Get your ass shot down by women. Your goal isn't even to get them to ask out, to say yes. If they say yes and they give you the number, you're like, oh shit, what do I do? Your goal is to get your ass shot down so you're comfortable with women. Ballroom dancing might help a little bit. That's another thing you can do. But when it comes, once you get, not your script, but you become you evolved into you, you're doing your things, and you're becoming the best you that you can be, and then you have that devastating wit and charm and cleverness and funniness about you, that's when it becomes a lot easier, because you know what, by that time, you're not even there to date the women, you're just there to have a good time, and maybe, yeah, okay, hey, would you like to, and that's another thing, you get to be the judge too, just because she's pretty, listen to what these girls say, watch them. Find out, is this really worth 3 hours of my time? I mean, I look back and, oh my God, there were so many signals wrong with these girls. And I just went out with them because they were hot. Hell, some guys get married to these gals and then find out, oh, she was a crazy bitch. Oh, you think? Did you pay attention with this or with this? So, you're the one, you get to choose. You may have to wait a while. You're not going to have 1,000 of them coming up to you. But go to these parties where you can have a conversation. Go to meetups. Go to conventions. Go to things you want to go to. Go and partake in activities. Kickball, volleyball, whatever. Don't always be talky, chatty Cathy. But when a certain opportunity comes up, place a nice little sniper shot. Don't be mean or cruel. Don't pick on people unless it's truly in a funny and loving manner. You don't want to be that, like, I'm superior than you and I'm going to show people by picking on somebody. Unless you got a really cool guy who's totally cool with it. Usually guys, girls don't do it. But that is how you become charismatic. And it's not overnight. It just isn't. And you got to go out and practice. So, ballroom dancing is good. That's a great way to kind of like, an activity where there's men and women and socializing. Also will help you with your women. But really, get it in your head. Don't fake it. You must understand the vast majority of women are dumber than shit and not worth your time. Okay? You want the marriage material. You want the quality girl. You want the girl that's going to be a pleasure to go out with. Seriously, the vast majority of the dates I've gone out with in my youth, you're just entertaining them, trying to get them not like... It's like, fuck that. You want the girl that's going to be talking and keeping you interested. Two-way street. Okay? So, anyway, hope that helps out. Best of luck to you. Toodles.